Hello, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. From the corporation that claims to be an American subscription video on demand over the top streaming service owned and controlled by Netflix Incorporated, based with its headquarters in Los Gatos, California, and that publishes the best and the greatest live action anime adaptation of all time. If you are just 2 years old, this is actually in the Wikipedia, aside from the last part. Well, just a part of it. The greatest live-action anime adaptation that I've said ever produced are the Death Note and the Cowboy Bebop. If you ignore all the things they did wrong in the movies or the series, especially not being faithful to the source material, which is everything, I present to you the greatest of all, Netflix, which is the streaming service that most Filipino use to binge watch Korean dramas nowadays. Well, don't get me wrong. I said don't get me wrong, okay? I enjoy Death Note on Netflix if you consider it a standalone film. They at least rank higher than the Transformers Age of Extinction, which is practically all the CGI action involving large pieces of metal, which only a 5 years old could appreciate. Okay? To me, that is a W for me. That is a W. However, Cowboy Bebop is actually so excellent that it does not require a second season. It does not require. Then we can actually treasure these movies and bury it and never ever opening it again. The cast and the story are impeccable to the point that they are all wrong. They all think that it is good. Well, yes. It is good if you haven't seen the Cowboy Bebop anime and don't care about the tedious space adventures with subpar acting and plot presentation. Netflix live-action anime adaptations are priceless actually, that you should never ever share it with others. This isn't because they are dirty, bad, or you know what I mean, but rather it's because they are so excellent that you should be very careful not to do so. Instead, you should watch them yourself and spare others the horrifying reality that these shows exist.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
It is just a little rant actually to the losers and doubters who don't enjoy Netflix live-action anime adaptations. Ouch! What happened? My heart! Am I dying? I might pass away right now. Anyway, I just finished watching the trailer for the live-action One Piece, and to be completely honest with you, this trailer is very horrible, very terrible. Netflix should have at least stayed on their course, like in Death Note and Cowboy Bebop. Okay? One, Luffy's arm's length when performing the Goma Goma pistol is too short. I was expecting it to be long. I also expecting a fantastic sword fight like in Ronori Kenshin Minura movies. But Zola's fight or sword's fight has no impact at all. The seriousness of Nami in the clip makes her sound like one of the teams in Stranger Things Season 5. Solving a small baby puzzle mystery. I understand that Nami had a bigger boots at the beginning. Smaller boots, I mean. I understand that Nami has smaller boots at the beginning. And they are getting bigger and bigger since she ate the Bubi no Bubi fruit to grow them bigger and bigger and bigger. Wait, there's no 5th season for Stranger Things? Oh. They're not milking it out. My bad. Sanji resembles a middle-aged salaryman who will sell you a house rather than meals or being a chef. And most importantly, our god Usopp has a small nose. All the powers that Usopp is on those nose, and And why? Why? Why are we this? Why are we here? Just to suffer? So if you compare Luffy's pronunciation of Goma Goma no Pisto in the last part of the trailer to the anime, you'll notice that it lacks of enthusiasm or roughness in his voice. It is not enough that he appears to be serious when he say it in the trailer. I understand that he is serious, super serious when doing the punch, but this looks like a baby in comparison to the anime. So, with all those rants, everything else, so what are the good things I see in the trailer? Actually, first, Luffy tells Zolo, all great fighters call out their finishing moves. Which is, I find it hilarious because Zoro responds, no they don't. Despite though we know from the anime that he always did. Yeah, I mean 8 pound, there's 8 pound, 7 pound, 6 pound, 3 pound, any pound. You know what I mean in the anime or in the manga. Well, actually Zoro's giving his opponent an advantage of knowing what kind of move he would be doing. Anyhow, Buggy the Clown. Oh my god. Buggy the Clown. Because clowns are terrifying in this day and age, it makes sense that Buggy the Clown is quite scary. Which I think he resembles to Pennywise from Stranger Things Season 1. Wait, Pennywise is not in Stranger Things Season 1? Really, dude? Am I dumb? Well, sorry, my bad. My bad. Well, anyways, it is what it is. Netflix made a mistake by not staying for it. By not staying on the course of being Death Note, being a Cowboy Bebop series. They should have stayed at least, right? Instead, they should have followed the same strategy as with the Death Note and the Cowboy Bebop, so they may continue to add to our collection of priceless gems that we don't need to open anymore. Well, jokes aside, I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking. It is actually debatable whether you could accurately portray the anime or the manga One Piece in the first place. But, from what I can tell in this trailer, the team behind it is giving it all, which I can appreciate. Also, the CGI for the Sea King is very excellent. The attention to detail is fantastic. I would say that it is super superior, and I was surprised to see One Piece live action with such high caliber production compared to those two series and movies that I mentioned. Because the author is actually looking at this series and making improvements, it makes sense. It makes sense that this would be superior to the past live action anime adaptation of Netflix. And one thing for sure, I'm hoping that this should be a Japanese dub. I don't know why. Perhaps I only prefer Japanese dub over English version. I think I am the only one. I'm hoping that it should be Japanese. I think there is the power and enthusiasm of action in every sentences will be more impactful, I think. However, Netflix live-action anime adaptations are the greatest, actually. The greatest and don't need to be recommended to anyone. Since I no longer want to be selfish, I am hoping that this one will be shared with others. I am praying and hoping. And that's all. Thank you.